There you go.
All right, everyone, make sure that you are on mute. Happy Tuesday. Let's keep it a Tuesday. Let's not try to turn it into a Monday. Mr. Leos, just remain seated. All right, these are the rules of the 187 District Courtroom. You're in a courtroom. Whether you're at your office, at your house, or at the Bexar County Jail, you are in a courtroom. Whatever you could not do, excuse me, Mr. Joseph Fabian. Joseph Fabian. Unmute, sir.
Joseph Ramirez. Not Joseph Fabian.
Joseph Fabian, unmute, please.
Yes.
Fabian.
Yes, ma'am.
I admire everyone's right to free speech, but you need to remove that sign behind you.
No, it's just the placement. I apologize. Let me turn.
That's okay. Sometimes people don't understand what's in their frames when they're coming on to YouTube or coming on to Zoom. I understand.
I
So
apologize.
no apology needed, but thank you for apologizing. All right, these are the rules of the 187 District Courtroom. Whatever you could not do if you were physically in the courtroom, you cannot do on this Zoom screen. There's to be no laying in bed. There's not to be doing chores around the house. If you're at your place of employment, then what you need to do is you need to talk to your supervisor or whomever it may be and tell them you need a break and you need to find a quiet place and remain stationary. When you move around a lot on the Zoom, it makes people nauseous. So do not do that. The other thing, to all the inmates at the Bexar County Jail, or those of you who are in custody, you are not allowed to use the chat box. Do not use the chat box. You are not allowed to use the internet or Facebook. If you do any of those things, what will end up happening is you will be sent back to your cell and we may be able to see you in 30 or 60 days. To everyone else on the Zoom screen, including the inmates, this is not the Bachelor, this is not the Bachelorette. You are not allowed to use this Zoom in order to pick up dates. If anyone behaves inappropriately on this Zoom screen, your Zoom privileges will be revoked. And let me just tell you what that will entail. That will entail you either getting a Lyft, a Uber, or a Via bus, finding change for the Via bus, or either driving downtown, which for some reason there's construction at 8 a.m. So it's down to one lane to come to downtown. And if you're lucky enough to find parking after you fight your way through the construction and through the one-ways, you're going to find that parking is very expensive. So it will not matter if you're out of county, out of state, out of country, your Zoom privileges will be revoked and you will be required to appear in the 187 today in person. So everyone, remember, let's keep it a Tuesday. Put some patience in your pocket, take it out as needed, and share your patience with others. I'm going to open the breakout rooms. When I open breakout rooms, it will invite everyone to a breakout room. Do not, I repeat, Do not go to a breakout room unless I specifically call you by name and assign you to a breakout room. To all the defendants and those who are accused, your attorney's name will be called. Your name will not be called. If you do not hear your attorney's name, it's either because your attorney is Zooming in another courtroom or either they had to make an in-person hearing. Just relax, be patient. Your attorney will get here. When I assign attorneys to the breakout room, your attorney is probably going to want to speak to the prosecutor before they speak to you. So please do not raise your hand and asking, should I be in that breakout room? Because if you should be in the breakout room, someone would have requested you and I would have called you by name and assigned you to that room. To all the attorneys, do not text, chat, email, or call the court coordinator asking for a continuance. I'm the only person who can do that. However, if you have an agreement with the state, no matter how small you think that agreement is, you need to put that agreement in the chat box to the court coordinator. She's listed as Ferguson coordinator. To all the inmates, do not, I repeat, do not tell a deputy that you're done with your case and you're leaving. I will let the deputy know when it's time for you to be excused. So if a deputy comes up to you and says, are you done? Unless I have said you are done, you need to tell them no. So when you go to the breakout room with your attorneys, do not leave from that breakout room and leave this Zoom meeting. Attorneys, when I call your name, this is the order in which you'll appear. If you see that you're at the end of the list and you wish to go to another courtroom in Zoom, you're more than welcome to do that. However, if you do that and your name is called while you are gone, you will be put at the end of the list. And attorneys, if you have the ability to add to your screen name the name of your client and whether or not that's family violence or criminal trial division, that will make things go swiftly. This is the order of attorneys: Andrew Loxam, Claudine Espinoza, Eric Reynolds, Brian Powers, H. Dave Sanchez, Linda Corley, James Seelaw, Robert Porter, Tim Molina, Lisa Voigt, Scott Hill, Stephen Harkowitz, Rolando Arguelles. I'm sorry.
You got it,
Fernando,
Judge.
I try. I'm telling you, when the two L's are together, it just completely throws me off. And I think it's supposed to be a Y. It sounds like a Y. Fernando Trevino, Ruben Flores, Roberto Garcia, Miguel Nahara, Roberto Ambrosino, and Joanne Elko. Is there any defense attorney's name that I have missed? All right, to the attorneys, all of the prosecutors are co-hosts. They have the abilities to move throughout the breakout room. So when you're assigned to a breakout room, think of that as the doctor's office. When the doctor called you to the back, he's not seeing you right away. They're checking your weight and your blood pressure. If you leave that room without seeing a prosecutor, they're going to see that that room is empty and they're going to skip over you. And I guarantee you, the laws of physics and the laws of the universe, when you come out of that breakout room to say a prosecutor hasn't seen you, I'm going to be able to see in the breakout room and see a prosecutor just skipped over you. So, Andrew Loxam.
Morning, Judge. I have Joseph Fabian. We just got accepted a couple of days ago to the pretrial diversion. So I don't know if I need to talk to a DA. I don't know what to talk about. We just need to get that started.
Okay, just give me a moment because we're going to check and see where that is in line for the paperwork. So just
Yes,
give
ma'am.
me a moment.
Yes, ma'am.
Claudine Espinoza.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. How are you doing today?
I'm good, thank you. Hope you're well too.
Yes. Who do you have?
I have Anthony Juarez. And it should be a plea.
Okay. Is it criminal trial division or family violence?
I believe it's the criminal trial division. I've been working with Marcus Sanders.
Okay, that is CTD. All right. Have you received the paperwork?
I have, and we've returned it. I just need to make sure that y'all have received everything.
All right, everyone, just give me a moment, please. Let me check to see if there's anything in my email box. Because then I'll need to send you to a breakout room for him to be sworn in.
Okay.
Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you and your client to breakout room number 1. Is your client in custody or on bond?
He's on bond, Your Honor.
Okay, I'm trying to, Anthony Juarez, how are you listed on the system?
Hi, Ms.
Anthony,
Boyd. Yes,
hi, let me just change your name. And is your last name Juarez?
yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'm going to send you and your attorney to breakout room number 1. A clerk will meet you there. They'll swear you in. Once they swear you in, you'll come back to the main room and we'll take up your plea.
Thank you,
Very
Your
well.
Honor.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, if the clerks could go to breakout room number 1, please. Eric Reynolds.
Yes, Judge, good morning.
You changed your name for me. I appreciate it. I'll send you to breakout room number 3.
Thank you.
Actually 2. All right, Brian Powers.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning. Who do you have?
Judge, I have Zach Shoup. This is a case, and he's present also, and this is a case in which Miguel Nájera, who's present, is pro tem. We have an agreement worked out where Mr. Shoup, in a kind of a PTD fashion, is supposed to complete a BIP class. He's got 17 of the 20 classes completed. So we think if with another 30 days, he should hopefully be finished. They've been having some cancellations lately, but he's been diligent. So hopefully within the next 30 days, we'll have this concluded.
All right, so
That's
what I'm going to do is, Miguel, that was you?
Yes, Judge, I was just going to agree. That's correct what he's saying.
All right, this is what I'm going to do. Andrew Loxham, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 3. And Brian Powers and Miguel Nájera, I'm going to send you to number 3. Norma, can you give them reset dates and then come back in the main room and put it in the chat box to me, please?
Yes, ma'am.
And
Judge,
Andrew Loxham is a PTD. Yes, Brian Powers.
And Judge, I've been conferring with Miguel, so I think we're on board, unless we're going to room number 3 just to get a date.
Yes, that's where you're going to.
Gotcha.
And Judge, do we come back to be excused or are we excused from there?
No, if you can come back to be excused, because I need to let Mr. Shoup know on screen what his new date is.
Oh, understood, Judge. Not a problem.
Yes, thank you. H. Dave Sanchez.
Morning, Judge. I have Christian Bernal. It's a MTR Criminal Trial Division.
All right, just one moment. All right, thank you for changing your name. I appreciate that. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 4.
Judge, can you make me a co-host, please?
Yes, and I've already sent you to that room, but yes, I'll
Thank you.
make you a co-host. Linda Corley.
Good morning, Judge. I'm on my iPad. I have to plead ignorance. I can't figure out how to change my name. I'm a disappointment today.
So who do you have?
I have, I'm sorry, Ramont Bowie. And I did send him the link. I'm not sure if he's logged in yet. I think he was having some problems. I have talked quite a deal with Marcus and I was waiting on a video. I have been sent about 10 more videos, Judge, but I still haven't had a chance to go through them all.
All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 3. Speak to the court coordinator. Let her know you need a reset date for discovery, and then let her know to, give me the reset date, and we'll see if your client shows.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. James Seelaw.
Good
You're
morning,
here
Your
on
Honor.
Fenimore.
Deborah Fenimore, PDD paperwork should be all completed, and we're here for you.
All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 3. Speak to Ms. Ferguson.
Okay, is my client going to join us?
No, it'll be just you and Ms. Ferguson, and she'll let you know if there's paperwork there and if it's been completed, and she'll give you a date and you'll give me that date.
Okay.
Thank you. All right, Robert Porter.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Thank you for changing your name. I'll send you to number 5. Tim Molina.
Good Good morning, Judge.
Good morning. Thank you for changing your name. I'm going to send you to number 6.
Thank you.
Lisa Voigt. Lisa Voigt.
Yes, good morning, Your Honor. I have Martin Rodriguez. I've reached out to him. I've not had a response.
All right. Is there a Martin Rodriguez on the Zoom screen? All right. If you want to, Ms. Voigt, you can zoom out and come back at 10:30. I give everyone till 10:30.
Okay, I have another hearing at 10, but as soon as I can, I'll come over.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Scott Hill?
Good morning,
Scott Hill.
Judge.
Yes.
Good morning.
Oh, thanks for changing your name. I appreciate it. I'm going to send you to number 7.
Thank you.
All right, Brian Powers, you're back on Mr. Shoup.
Yes, Judge. Norma gave us a reset date of October the 20th.
All right, Mr. Shoup, continue doing what you're doing. You'll be back on October 20th. And
Thank you,
you
Judge.
and you're excused.
Thank you, Judge.
Be excused as well, Judge.
Yes, and Brian, tell Benji I said happy birth month.
Yeah, he's treating it like that.
It should be. Have a good one.
You too.
All right, the next person up is Steve Harkowitz. Thanks for changing your name.
Morning, Judge.
Appreciate it. I'll send you to number 8.
Thank you, Judge.
And Jonathan Chavez, I'm aware that you're in the courtroom. I will be with you shortly. Roland Arguelles.
Good morning, Judge. I'm present with my client,
Who's your client?
Vanessa Rosano. I just saw her. There she is. I see her.
Criminal Trial Division or Family Violence?
Criminal Trial Division, Judge. We have applied for the PTD since July.
I'm going to send you to breakout room number 3. Speak with the court coordinator on a date.
Actually, Judge, may I please speak to one of the prosecutors? I want to see if we can modify one of her conditions of bond before I speak to
Okay.
her.
I'll send you then to breakout room number 9.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Just one second. Andrew Loxham.
Yes, ma'am. We got reset till October 19th.
Okay. All right, you and your client are excused.
Judge, I should let the court know, this is one of the few court cases I have left. I am going to be switching to teaching high school. So
Oh,
when we come
wow.
back, so when we come back, I may be in a chemistry class. I'll file a motion to withdraw. Should that be the case, I just wanted the court to have a heads up.
All right, so you're teaching chemistry?
That's what I'm planning to do. That was my major in college, and I'd like to go back to it at this point. Yeah.
Well, you're talking to the former president of chemistry and physics in high school.
Awesome. Good. Great, Judge. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah. All right. Joseph Fabian, you need to come back on October 19th. Continue doing what you're doing with PTD. All right. Oh, you're muted, Mr. Fabian.
I'm sorry, my Wi-Fi had disconnected for a little bit, but I appreciate it. I thank you for accepting me back into the courtroom.
All right, you're welcome. Have a great rest of your day, okay?
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. All right, Linda Corley on Ramont Bowie.
Yes, Your Honor. I have a reset date for October 22nd, and my assistant just told me he's logged on. He was having some problems with his sound, but I think he's got it worked out. I don't know what name he's listed under.
All right, Ramont Bowie, where are you? Mr. Bowie? Ramont Bowie.
If you're there, but we can't hear you, wave your hand.
All right, what we're going to do.
There he is.
All right,
he's
thank you,
listed as
Mr. Bowie.
Nokia. Yes.
All right, we're going to come back then on October 22nd for discovery.
Okay, terrific. Thank you, Judge. May we both be excused?
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Bowie, you can hit leave and then leave meeting.
And Linda, can you help him
Yes.
next time with his Zoom skills?
Yes, my paralegal does practice sessions with them, but it always seems that it's something that comes up during court. But we will work with him some more. Thank
All right,
you.
no problem. Have a great rest of your day. Fernando,
You too,
Trevino,
Judge.
who do you have?
Good morning, Judge. I have Michael Cox. That's a criminal trial division, but I think it's white collar. And I did confer the last setting. I can't remember who I did that with. Anybody remember that?
All right, if there's a prosecutor available, let me see if we have a prosecutor available. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you, just wait here. Prosecutors should be coming back in, and I'll see if we can't get the white collar prosecutor here for you.
Thank you, Judge.
Ruben Flores?
Judge,
Yes, who do you have?
I have Diana Valdez, Judge. Last setting, the prosecutor offered me a PTD. I unfortunately thought that they were going to send me something and didn't realize I had to make contact with them, but I did last week and I just submitted the application.
All right, I'm going to send you to number 3. Get a date, come back to the main room, please.
Yes, Judge.
Roberto Garcia.
Yes, Your Honor, I have Patrick Sanchez. I was speaking with Marcus Sanders, I believe, last time.
Okay.
And we had asked for, I just come on at that point about a month ago. We're still working a little bit on this case. We're in the middle of next Monday.
And no caller.
Sorry, Your Honor, my phone's
No
still on.
problem. All right, what I'll do is I'm going to send you to breakout room number 10.
Thank you, Your Honor. We're going to need a little bit more time, maybe a month more, but we have a capital murder charge starting on Monday.
Okay,
Yes,
I'll send you to number 10, then come back to the main room.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Roberto Ambrosino. Thank you for changing your name. I appreciate that. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 11.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Joanne Eckel.
Good morning, Judge. I have Juan Balderas, and it's family violence.
Okay. You were so close to going to lucky breakout room number 13, but you're in 12.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
Sometimes 12 gets a bad reputation, but.
Okay.
All right, Claudine Espinoza, I do have all your paperwork. I'm just waiting for a prosecutor to be available to take the plea.
That's fine, Your Honor. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And is there anyone else who's back from the breakout room with the court coordinator? And Mr. Trevino, we're going to get the white collar person in for you.
Okay.
Thank you. Mr. Morris, do you know who is white collar, or is there a white collar division?
The Public Integrity Division, Judge, formerly known as white collar, formerly known as special crimes. I do know some folks over there. Who are we looking for?
It is, he doesn't know who he spoke to last.
I think I spoke to Gretchen Flater. Does that ring a bell?
She is not in any of the aforementioned divisions. But let me take a look for you. Michael Cox?
Yes.
Michael,
Ruben,
sorry, Judge.
no, go ahead.
Is it Michael H. Cox?
Let me see. I'll be able to tell you. I can give you the cause number. It's the 2021 CR 4964.
Found it.
Thank you.
And it is not assigned to special crimes or white collar.
Ah, okay. It's CTD.
I guess it's.
It is.
I'm sending you to lucky breakout room number 13.
Oh, you know,
Hey,
they came out with the iPhone 13. I was going, you'd think they'd skip it.
No, I'm telling you, 13 is a lucky breakout room.
Okay.
All right. Is there anyone available to take a plea? It's criminal trial division.
I can Go on, Judge.
All right, thank you. Brenner, oh,
I'm
I
here.
was like, Brenner, you disappeared on me.
I just shut my door.
Okay. Let me see if this is going to work. I'm not going to make you spotlight first because I find that throws it off for some reason. Everyone, please make sure you're on mute. Brennan, it sounds like somebody's dog is upset. All right, the court is calling 2021 CR 6158, State of Texas versus Anthony Juarez. Can I have parties announced for the record, please, for the state?
Hunter Morris.
For the defense?
Good morning, Your Honor. This is Claudine Espinosa covering for Hector Gonzalez. We both represent Mr. Anthony Juarez.
Right. And are you Anthony Juarez?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Do you have any objections to Ms. Espinosa covering?
No, ma'am, I don't.
All right. We're proceeding with this hearing by video because of the pandemic. Any objections from the state?
None, Judge.
Any objections
No,
from
ma'am.
defense?
No, Your Honor.
No, ma'am.
Mr. Juarez, I'm going to show you what's entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Next, I'm going to show you what's entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication or Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Espinosa, I'm going to show you what's entitled Discovery Acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case? Did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor, we have.
The court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Juarez, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, it appears that you're proceeding on the lesser included offense of driving while intoxicated. Is that correct?
That's correct, Judge.
Any objections?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Juarez, I'm going to show you what's entitled Court Admonishments and Defendant's Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand what you're charged with? Well, what the state has reduced your charge to is driving while intoxicated as a Class B misdemeanor. The range of punishment for that offense is up to 180 days in the Bexar County Jail and up to $2,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered into a plea bargain agreement will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty, not grant you community supervision, and sentence you up to 180 days in the Bexar County Jail and up to a $2,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
He has, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Juarez, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page, did you review that page with your attorney and did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor. Both.
According to the plea bargain agreement, the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of driving while intoxicated. There's a $500 fine. State recommends deferred adjudication. There's to be restitution, if any, to the following: Don Hagler, Hagler, first name Dawn. Zacchaeus Hagler, first name Zakkeus. Zamara Hagler, first name Zamarya. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
It is, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Judge.
Next, I'm going to show you the paragraph entitled Waiver of Appeal. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counselor, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you outside the plea bargain agreement. The state is requesting that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 1 year. There'll be a TAP evaluation, 60 hours of community service restitution, the DWI education course, victim impact panel, and ignition interlock for half the term. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then to the offense of driving while intoxicated as a Class B misdemeanor, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
State, any evidence to support the defendant's guilty plea?
State offers states one attachments, Judge.
Any objections?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Warris, I'm going to show you what's entitled Waiver and Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same.
Yes, Your Honor.
After reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. However, the court will defer finding of guilt as you applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Your Honor, since this has happened, Mr. Juarez has actually participated in AA classes and tendered proof of those classes to me. He has that with him, I believe, and we are happy to turn that over to the state as well. It's approximately 40 classes, maybe a little bit more than that. So he's taking this very seriously. He is still employed with his employer. They're aware of what is going on. And he's been employed with them for a little bit over a year. As far as the restitution goes, he is trying to get proof from the insurance company because they did pay something out, but he understands that it is part of the deal. He also has the COVID vaccines. I noticed that last week you were giving proof. You were giving credit for community service upon proof of COVID vaccine. He does have that card with him. So if the court is interested and willing to grant him some credit for community service, he does have that with him. And we can tender that to the court as well. I will also ask that if there's any balance of community service, that he be permitted to buy it out if needed, because he does work a great deal of hours and he is still attending AA classes or sessions.
All right, Mr. Juarez, what do you do for work?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm a medication aide. I'm also a staffing coordinator for a nursing home, rehabilitation center.
And what do you do specifically?
Well, whenever I have to fill in the floor, of course, I'll be it. I'm a staffing coordinator. I fill in the positions for all the staff here. I do manage
Okay.
about
So you're
Go
not,
ahead.
you're not specifically taking care of patients.
yes, not anymore. But when I am on the floor, I have to fill in. I do take care of residents and older folks,
Mhm.
which happens often. I am a
All right.
certified nurse aide, and I'm also a certified medication aide.
Okay. And in this, when you were driving, because it says that the 4-year-old was a passenger, was that a passenger in the back seat or a passenger in the front seat?
Passenger in the back right seat.
Okay. And a car seat?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. You know, Brenda, when I was growing up, there were not car seats. And I know my mom is going to hate for me to say this, but we would ride like 40 miles and my younger brother would stand, you know, there's a hump. And usually in the old cars, there was a hump in the back. He would stand right there and we would be driving down the highway. But it wasn't illegal then, people. People take care of your children. She says she thinks about that all the time. He could have just went flying straight through the windshield. But, you know, that's what happens.
Your Honor, we had a Pinto back when I was little, and I used to lay right there in the hatchback part. And now we know what was right underneath me was the gas tank. So thank God we never got rear-ended.
Yes, that is so true. All right, this is what, how often are you taking AA meetings? How often are you doing that?
Twice a week.
Twice a
I've
week.
been, at the very beginning, I was being presented, physically being there. The last few meetings, I have not been presented, but I have been doing Zoom meetings only because of the COVID crisis again.
All right, and are you able to report by Zoom?
Yeah, that's what I've been, yeah. Mhm.
Okay. All right, this is what the court is going to do. Court is going to sentence you to 1 year's deferred adjudication, a $500 fine that will be probated, proof of employment within 15 days, restitution, if any, to Don Hagler, Zacchaeus Hagler, Samara Hagler, 60 hours of community service restitution. If you obtain the COVID vaccine or have the COVID vaccine, the court will allow you to deduct 40 of those hours. So the record is clear. I'm not forcing anyone to get the vaccine. It's completely voluntary. It's up to you. But if you have had it or if you are doing it and you provide proof to probation, they'll deduct 40 hours. I normally don't allow people to buy out community service hours. It's only in certain situations, but based upon your attorney's presentation to me, I will allow you to buy out the remainder of the 20 hours if you choose to, and that will be bought out at $7.25 per hour. And I ask that that be paid to the San Antonio Food Bank because there's always need for food. DWI education course, VIP, Ignition Interlock for half the term, AA meetings at least once per week. But Mr. Juarez, you know what needs to be done in order for you to maintain your sobriety. The number one thing on this probation is not to drink. You can't drink at a family barbecue. When you're on probation, this goes for everybody on probation. You are not allowed to drink alcohol while you're on probation. You're not allowed to use marijuana while you're on probation. So don't be vaping somebody else's vape pen or smoking somebody else's cigarette. You are allowed to report by Zoom. It'll be regular Zoom reporting. If something happens and you're unable to report by Zoom, you need to report in person, and there will be regular UAs. Rebecca, is there anything else that's needed?
No, ma'am.
Mr. Juarez, is there anything else you need from the court in order to be successful on this probation?
No, ma'am. I do have a question though. On reporting to the AA for the is that for probation or
No, the
Who would I
AA
be reporting
meetings,
to?
the
Oh, okay,
same
okay.
way you've been doing your AA meetings, I'm requiring
well.
that you do at least one per week at a
Very well.
minimum. If you need 2 per week or 3 per week, that's completely up to you, but I'm requiring at least 1 a week.
Very well. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we can go off the record. Mr. Juarez, so much could have went wrong that night, you understand, or that day.
Yes, Your Honor.
Your child could have been severely injured. The other people could have been severely injured. I haven't done what my statistics professor would be called a scientific study of it. But this is what I've seen in my career as a defense attorney, as a prosecutor, and as a judge. Usually people who are driving intoxicated, when they hit somebody, they're fine. It's very rare that I see that they get killed, they get injured. You know who ends up getting injured? The child in the back seat, in the car seat, the person you hit, some soccer mom, some dad mom who's driving their child just to an activity, and out of nowhere, there's a drunk driver, they hit them, family ends up getting killed, or either somebody ends up being in the wheelchair for the rest of their life. So don't be that person, because you don't want to be taking your child to a soccer game or something, and all of a sudden a drunk driver hits you. Next thing you know, your child is injured or killed, or you're injured and you're killed. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
I don't know why people, Brenda, my motto is, if you're going to drink, just don't drive. Don't even say, I'm just going to the restaurant to take one drink and I'm going to stop. Walk. I mean, what's the worst thing that could happen if you walk? Maybe you run across the freeway and you get hit. But I mean, is that a possibility that happened? It's probably slim to none. Although, Brenda, I was driving on the freeway, 65 miles per hour. Only in San Antonio do people cross the freeway at night. I don't understand what was happening, but that required me slamming on brakes. All right, Mr. Juarez, if you can go back to breakout room number 1 with your attorney, and Rebecca, if you can go to number 1, and Ms. Espinosa, you can go to 1, or either you can be excused, and probation will go over conditions with you. And Mr. Juarez, you have the ability to go back to breakout room number 1. Just go to your on your phone or computer where it says breakout rooms and join 1, and you're excused from there.
Your Honor, may I ask a question?
Yes.
On the AA once a week, I know he's done some by Zoom. Is that still okay if he does that, or do you want him to do it in person?
No, he can do it by Zoom.
Okay. Anthony, how have you gotten proof for the Zoom? Do they send something back to you?
Yeah, and the group messages they send out towards the end of the meeting or closer to the end of the meeting, they'll send out the host and the number and what the topic of the day. Okay. And then it tells you for parole. Yeah, and then I screenshot it.
Okay, I just want to make sure that that's okay. Okay.
All right, sure.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. And Mr. Juarez, do you have the ability? Are you able to go to breakout room number 1, or you want me to send you to another room so it pops up?
Yes, I have the ability.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. James Seeloff on Deborah Fittimore. Where are we on this PTD?
Judge, unbelievably, they don't have the paperwork. We're going to do it again. I emailed her. She is going to notify me. And Norma told me to call her as soon as my client has sent it on to Beatrice, her signature. In the meantime, she has set this matter for October 19th.
All right. I have it.
Apparently, if we get it done ahead of time, we don't have to show up, but my client is here somewhere.
No, I see her on. So do you need to speak with Ms. Fenimore before you leave, Mr. Seeloff?
No, if we're excused, all I know is I've sent her the email to MS Lady. So Ms. Fenimore, I've already sent you the paperwork. Sign it and send it on to Beatrice. Let me know immediately and I'll call Norma.
All right, thank you. So you are excused, Mr. Seeloff, and so is Ms. Fenimore.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right, and then on Ruben Flores, you have Deanna Valdez.
Yes, Judge. Norma gave me also
Wait,
October
but
19th.
just 1 second before you give me a date, I have to find the file. Let me see what page your client is on because I don't have that file. Brenda, do you see what page Deanna Valdez is on? Let me look. Oh, I found it. Robert, I'm missing the file on Deanna Valdez. It's on page 4. What date did she give you, Ruben?
October 19th.
All right. We'll see you and your client back on October 19th. You're excused.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Get off, Diana.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, let me write this in here and give this to you. Yeah, thank you. All right. In the courtroom, is there a prosecutor available for Adam Ayala?
Yeah, Judge, if you could put myself in the courtroom in a breakout room on that one.
Sure. All right, to the courtroom. If you could go to breakout room number 14, please.
And Judge, actually, I'm the one that's in the courtroom for Mr. Ayala, and I logged on through my phone. If you could just send me in there with Tom into a breakout, perfect. Thank you.
Yes, I am.
Okay. Thanks, Judge.
All right. And then Robert Porter.
Hi, Judge.
Yes, hi.
I was trying to chat Marcus, but I guess he's in the breakout room. But we have an agreement, and I've already chatted Norma.
All right, thank you.
I'll let him know, Judge.
All right, thank you. And you need to be in a breakout room with your client?
Once I do the paperwork, she was in room 5 with me a minute ago.
All right, thank you. All right, Roberto Garcia.
All right, Your Honor. I spoke with Marcus, Your Honor. He has no problem maintaining the offer he had before. I'm still talking to my client and his family about maybe a mental health evaluation and stuff, but I didn't want to move until we're absolutely certain what we're going to do with that. But I am kind of tight on time right now. We could get a little bit of extra time. Like I said before, we have a capital murder case, supposedly we might start on Monday. We're like number 2 or something.
Okay, so your client, Mr. Patrick Sanchez, where is he?
Well, I don't know. He's at the jail. He was in there, but I believe he asked the deputy who could take him to take care of some business or something.
All right, let's wait till your client comes back and see what's happening
Yes.
with that.
Yeah, thank you, Ron.
You're welcome. Eric Reynolds.
Yes, Judge, we have an agreement on an MTR, Judge, whenever the court's ready.
All right, did you let Ms. Ferguson know you have an agreement so she can get you the paperwork?
Yes, Judge, I did. She already sent me the video conference paperwork and it's been signed.
All right, has your client signed it?
He has, Judge.
All right, let me see if I have that. I do, just give me a moment. To the clerks, there should be paperwork coming back on Jacob Finger. All right, and then Tim Molina.
Yeah, we have an agreement. I'm emailing David right now to have him do the paperwork, and I was going to chat Norma the details.
All right, thank you. All right, who are the parties on Jacob Finger? Who's the prosecutor?
David Martin, Judge.
Let me see if David is available or if he's in a breakout room. David Martin. I don't see him on the screen. Marcus, is there any way you can find out from David Martin what his agreement was?
I actually don't have his number.
Ah, okay.
I might, Judge. Let me see.
All right, thank you.
Jacob Finger.
Yes. And Raymond Martinez, who do you have?
Judge, I'm here on April Ramirez,
Criminal Trial Division or Family Violence?
criminal trial judge. The state just sent me an offer. We have been trying to confer. I'm just trying to see if my client's logged on.
All right. Is there an April Ramirez here?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. You're gonna have to show your video.
Okay, I'm trying to figure it out. I don't know how to.
It's
Nope,
on.
your video's on now.
Okay. I'm trying to turn it to me. I don't know.
It needs to point at you, Mr. Ramirez.
Okay, so here I am.
There you go. Judge, she has a co-defendant who's also on today's docket. I was hoping to be in a breakout room with Mr. Finch, but I don't know if he's come in yet.
No, Mr. Finch is not here at the moment. Just give us a moment.
Okay, Judge.
Norma, do you know who is the attorney on Christian Bernal? Because that didn't come out on my docket sheet.
This is Dave Sanchez, Judge.
All right, and April Ramirez needs to be in the courtroom, Mr. Martinez.
Say it again, Judge.
April Ramirez, she's supposed to be in the courtroom.
I didn't get that message. Sorry, Judge.
All right, Ms. Ramirez, you need to get to the 187 District Court.
Can I get a breakout room, Judge, so I can explain to her what's going on?
I don't
Yes.
have a ride over there, and I have a child home sick right now.
You need to get to the 187 District Court. It's located on the 4th floor, 300 De La Rosa.
Do
I'm
I
gonna send
take
you
my-
to breakout room number 15 with your client.
Do I
with
take
your
my-
attorney.
I'll talk to you about Mr. Ramirez. I'll talk to you about, hang on.
How do I get out of here?
All right, and I'm sorry, Hunter, what were you saying about Mr. Finger?
I messaged David Martin. I'm just waiting to hear back.
All right, thank you.
Excuse me, Judge, may I make an announcement?
Yes.
On Ms. Rosano's case, Judge, I was conferring with ADA McIntyre. We have an unopposed motion to remove one of her conditions of bond, the GPS monitor that she has, while we wait for the PTD. She also emailed Ms. Beatrice Chavez to see what's the status on the PTD application.
All right, so did you go to, I'm gonna send you to a breakout room with Ms. Ferguson. Did you go there and discuss a PTD date?
Okay. And
Right.
in regards to the motion, Judge, just file it.
You need to send me the agreed order. If you
Yes,
were
sir.
to email it, that would probably be quicker.
Okay. Do you want me to email it to Ms. Ferguson?
Yes, you can email it to Ms. Ferguson, the agreed order.
Thank you, Judge.
And I'm gonna send you to a breakout room number 3 with Ms. Ferguson, and she will give you a date for PTD and look at the PTD.
And afterwards, may we be excused, Judge? Ms. Rosano?
Once you come back to the main room where I give you the date.
Okay, thank you.
All right, David Martin, are you ready on Mr. Jacob Jerome Finger?
Oh, I think so.
Okay,
I'm assuming we have an agreement, Eric?
yes.
Okay.
Hi, David.
All right. Yes.
Court is calling 2021 CR 3857W, State of Texas versus Jacob Jerome Finger. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Martin?
for the defense?
Eric Reynolds for the defendant, Judge.
And are you Mr. Finger? I need you to unmute. Mr. Finger, let's do this. 1 second, Mr. Finger. Put your finger down.
Okay.
Okay.
You didn't know.
All right. Thanks, Mr. Finger. Mr. Finger,
Yeah.
we're proceeding by video because of the pandemic.
Yes.
I'm going to show you what's entitled defendant's consent to appear by video conference. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, the court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Any objections to this hearing taking place by video? Defense?
No, Judge.
State?
No objection.
Mr. Finger, I'm going to show you what's entitled Motion to Revoke Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney and did you understand it?
Yeah, right here.
Are you the same Jacob Jerome Finger who was placed on community supervision in 2021 CR 3857W for the offense of assault family second offense on April 29th, 2021 for a term of 4 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, state.
On or about the 25th day of August 2021 in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant Jacob Jerome Finger did then and there consume alcoholic beverages in violation of condition number 2.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
State.
We'll waive the other allegation.
Any objections to the state's waivers?
No, Judge.
Mr. Finger, did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 2, the court could find it true, grant the motion, sentence you up to 4 years in prison and up to $1,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 2?
Yes, sir. Yes,
All right.
ma'am.
All right, the court will find violation of condition number 2 true. Is there an agreement?
There is an agreement, Judge, to deny the motion to revoke community supervision, continue on probation, but alter and amend his conditions for intensive outpatient treatment, 90 days of scram, and the state is going to dismiss county court case number 668-208.
Is that the agreement?
Yes, Judge, that's our agreement. We will ask the court to consider waiving the fees on the scram. The defendant's currently on disability for a brain injury.
All right, the court will deny the motion, alter and amend conditions to include 90 days scram. The court will ask that the scram fees either be waived or deferred or for the defendant to be placed on indigent status. Take in consideration County Court Cause number 668-208, an intensive outpatient treatment. Mr. Finger, is there anything else you need from this court in order to remain clean and sober?
No, ma'am.
All right, so here's the thing, Mr. Finger, you're on probation. You're looking at perhaps going to prison for 4 years. So you cannot drink alcohol while you're on probation. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, if you drink alcohol, I'm going to find out about it and we're going to be right back here. And then we're going to be looking at doing something else. All right?
Okay. I still love you. I still love you, Miss Boyd.
Oh, well, thank you. You know what? I love to receive love. Thank you so much. Well, when you tell somebody you love them, you can't laugh afterwards because then they're like, wait a minute, what was that a joke?
It's these guys behind me.
Okay. All right. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 1, Mr. Finger, and probation will go over conditions with you. Rebecca, did you get the conditions for Mr. Finger?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 1. And Eric, you can go to number 1 with your client, please, and be excused from there.
Judge.
All right, Mr. Finger, can you let one of the deputies know you need help getting to breakout room number 1?
Just a minute, he's coming.
All right.
Can you hear what she just said?
Just tell him you need to go to breakout room number 1.
Breakout room number 1.
All right, Roberto Ambrosino, you have your hand up.
Yes, Your Honor. I have conferred with the state on my case, Mario Zavala, and I've spoken with my client who is present in the courtroom. It's the first setting. The state has conveyed an offer. I've conveyed it to my client. We'd like a little bit more time to review the case and think about the offer.
All right, and do you have all the discovery on this case?
Yes.
All right, Norma, on Mario Zavala, can I get a 30-day reset, please?
Yes, ma'am, the 19th, Judge.
All right, we'll come back on October 19th. And you and your client are excused, but your client is not to leave the courtroom until he obtains a reset form. And to the courtroom, could I see Mr. Zavala, if you're not in a breakout room, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Right here. Right here between the arrows, just move forward.
Okay.
Mr. Zavala,
Yes, ma'am.
you can either appear in person or you can appear by Zoom. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
All right, if you're not able to use Zoom, then I'm going to require that you be in the courtroom. All right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, just remain in the courtroom. We're going to come back on October 19th for your next court date, okay?
All right, thank you, ma'am.
All right, thank you. Have a great rest of your day.
Yes, ma'am. God bless you.
Oh, thank you. God bless you too. Anthony Rabago, who is your client?
Your Honor, I'm here for Mr. Franklin. Todd
What's
Franklin.
the first name?
Todd. He's in court.
Criminal trial division or family violence?
Criminal trial.
Okay, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 16. No,
Thank
not
you.
16. I see number 2.
Got it.
All right, Roberto Garcia.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, my client is back.
All right. And did you, how much time are you needing? Because today was your plea deadline date.
Yes, I'm sorry about that, Your Honor. There's some other complications and also that I came a little bit late in the game here. The family had retained me. 30 days, I guess, if the court.
All right, I'll extend it for, did someone say something? All right, I'll extend your plea deadline date for that date, but I will not extend the plea deadline date any further without good reason.
All right,
All right.
thank you.
Yes, Norma, on Patrick Sanchez, could I have a 30-day reset, please?
Yes, Judge, we can do the 19th as well.
All right, Mr. Sanchez, we're going to bring you back on October 19th. That is going to be your final plea deadline date. Do you understand, Mr. Sanchez? Mr. Sanchez, could you raise your hand for me, please?
Yes, ma'am, I understand. The
All right.
19th.
Yes, the 19th. Mr. Sanchez, is that tattoo in the center of your forehead, did that hurt at all?
Yes, ma'am, it hurt it.
Okay, all right. I always ask these things. I have no problems with people getting tattoos, but I'm always interested. All right, Mr. Sanchez, the deputies are going to come take you back. Norma, 14G is excused.
All right, thank you, ma'am.
Yes,
Have a good day, Ms. Boyd.
All right, thank you. You too.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Your Honor. Am I excused, Your Honor?
Yes, you're excused.
Thank you.
H. Dave Sanchez.
Judge, I believe we have agreement on the MTR. I just need to get the appeal paperwork done.
All right. If you will put to Ms. Ferguson
Okay.
in the box what the agreement is your client in custody or on bond?
He's in custody, Judge.
What is, let me see if he's here.
Yeah,
Who is this in the red outfit who keeps turning around? Yes, you, sir. Unmute. What's your name?
Leo.
I'm sorry,
Leo.
the last name? Leo?
Leos. Leos. It's because we had my neighbor had stretched and he hit the power button to all these computers and they all turned off.
All right, no problem. Just give me a moment. We're just waiting for Christian Bernal, Mr. Sanchez, and we'll take that up.
Yeah, he's in the breakout room right now.
Oh, okay, then just go back to that breakout room and they'll get the paperwork to you. Matthew Finch.
I'm going to send a message to the coordinator real quick.
All right, Matthew Finch, and then it'll be Joanne Ethel. Matthew Finch.
Sorry, Judge, I lost myself on the screen there. How are you doing this morning, Your Honor? I have a Joseph Ramirez. I see him on the screen. I need to confer with him and also a prosecutor. I'd prefer to maybe talk to my client briefly first.
Criminal trial division or family violence?
Your Honor, he's got several cases with criminal trial, but he's got one ABI second, so I don't know if somebody wants to volunteer or...
Okay, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 7.
Thank you,
And
Judge.
Mr. Ramirez, if you come to 7 with your attorney, please.
Which one?
Joanne Eckel,
Judge, the prosecutor's office has uploaded some new discovery that I need to go over. And I think there may be still some missing, but I need to go over the new stuff first. So can we
All right.
have,
Norma on Balderas. Can we have a 30-day reset for discovery, please?
Yes, ma'am, on the 20th.
All right, and is your client, let me see, Mr. Balderas, let me see.
he's
you
on
need
this. Yes, if I could speak to him, Judge, and then just leave from that breakout room, that I would appreciate it.
You will need to have him come back to the main room, though.
Oh, he's on the screen, Judge. I see him.
No, I'm saying, you say you want to speak to him in the
Oh.
breakout room. Once
Okay.
you finish with him in the breakout room, you need to make sure he comes back to the main room.
Can I leave from the breakout room though, Judge?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
All right, Mr. Balderas, your next court date is going to be October 20th for discovery. I'm going to send you to a breakout room with your attorney, but make sure you come back to the main room. So I'm going to send you both to breakout room number 9. All right, Scott Hill.
Yes, Judge. I'm back from the breakout room with Meredith.
Yes.
Judge, seem to be missing, still missing the search warrant, and I've just been informed that there's a disclosure on one of the arresting officers that the state still needs to get me.
All right, Norma on Juan Ramirez, can I have a 30-day reset for discovery, please? You say search warrant and then a disclosure, correct?
Yes, Judge.
The 20th, Judge.
All right, we will see you and your client back on October 20th.
All right. Thank you, Judge. Have a good day.
Thank you, you too. All right, the attorney on Vanessa Rosano.
Yes, Judge.
Yes.
Norma gave us a reset date for October 20th.
October 20th?
Yes, Judge. And in regards to the PTD, we spoke to Ms. Chavez, and they want to send me the restitution up front in order for her to be accepted. So once I know that, I will convey that to my client, and then she would be accepted into the PTD.
Okay. All right, let me just find your client on, there he is. All right, and then once you email the agreed order, the court will sign it.
Yes, Judge. I just emailed it to Ms. Ferguson.
All right. And are we ready on Adam Ayala?
May we be excused, Judge?
Yes, you may be excused, and your client is excused as well.
Thank you. I'll call you right now, Ms. Rosano.
Your Honor, before we do that, there was going to be one issue I was going to address with the court, but I wanted to talk to the CLO before, so that I can kind of explain what I'm going to be approaching on.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you to breakout room number 1. Just be patient because she's in there going over conditions with another person.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Do you need the courtroom in 1 or no, Mr. Ibarra?
That might be helpful, Judge.
All right, in courtroom, if you could go to number 1, please. All right, Raymond Martinez. Okay, thank you. Oh, let me give this to you, Norman, so you can give to the clerks. Just 1 second. Everyone, just give me a moment. All right, anyone who is ready, just let me know. Mr. Martinez, are you ready? You're on mute. All right, Mr. Trevino, you're back.
I am.
Yes, what is happening with your case?
I'll let Meredith explain.
Okay, Judge, the state needs another setting. We are looking into some issues. This is a very unusual theft case with multiple different entities involved that we need to finish speaking with, potentially also looking into whether or not this is appropriate for criminal versus civil. There's just a little more complicated than your average theft case. So we're asking for one more setting, and we are in contact with Mr. Trevino about additional discovery as well.
Okay, let me find what page there he is. Just 1 second, everyone. Okay, their IT is here working on my printer. I finally got ink, but the printer doesn't work anymore. All right, so on Mr. Cox, we're gonna come back on November 12th. Will that give everyone enough time to see about the different agencies and everything?
Yes, Judge.
All right, you and your client are excused.
November 12th, you said, right?
Yes.
Thank you, Judge. Great seeing y'all. Take care.
All right, thank you. Have a good rest of your week.
You too. Bye-bye.
Yes, everyone, just give me one moment. We're gonna take a 5-minute break. All right, so everyone, just waiting for paperwork. And everyone, I'm here, but I'm going to turn my video off for a little bit while the IT person is fixing the printer. All right, Mr. Washington, who do you have with us?
Good morning, Judge. I have DeAndre Jobe, Jobe.
And is it criminal trial division or family violence?
I believe it's going to be criminal trial division.
PTD, Judge.
Oh, it's PTD?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Washington, I'm going to send you to a breakout room with the court coordinator. Ms. Ferguson, if you could go to number 10 and confer with Mr. Jobe on the PTD application, whether or not it was all completed.
Yes, ma'am.
And Mr. Washington, I'll send you to number 10 and I'll get a date.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Mr. Washington?
Yes, Your Honor. We were given the date of October 19th.
Okay. All right, Mr. Jobe, we'll see you back on October 19th.
Thank you so much, Judge. Have a great day.
Thank you, you too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, everyone, just let me check my email to see if I have anything that's come through. All right, and Mr. Sanchez, you're back.
I am, Judge.
All right, everyone, just give me a moment. This is IT about my computer. Just 1 second. Stop. Okay, all right, just let me know when you're ready. All right, are the parties ready on Christian Jacob Bernal?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Judge.
All right, and that's Hunter.
That's correct.
All right, if everyone else who's not a part of this hearing, if you can make sure you're on mute. The court is calling 2021 CR 5654W, State of Texas versus Christian Jacob Bernal. Could I have parties announced for the record, please, for the state?
Hunter Morris.
For the defense?
Dave Sanchez.
And are you Mr. Christian Jacob Bernal?
Yes, Your Honor, I am.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objections from the state?
None, Judge.
Any objections from the defense?
No, Judge, none.
All right, off the record for a moment. Mr. Martinez, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 1. And Mr. Porter, if you can go to number 1 with your client, and the clerk will meet you there to swear in your client. Martinez, go to breakout room number 1, please. Thank you. All right, we're back on the record. Mr. Bernal, I'm going to show you what's entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. All right, next I'm going to show you what's entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision and First Amendment Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Are you the same Christian Jacob Bernal who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2021 CR 5654W for the offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, 4 to 200 grams on June 28, 2021 for a period of 4 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge.
All right, state.
Yes, Judge. On or about the 19th day of August 2021 in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant, Christian Jacob Bernal, committed the offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, in violation of condition number 1.
How do you plead to that, true or not true?
True.
The state would waive and abandon the remaining allegations.
Any objections to the state's waivers?
None, Judge.
Mr. Bernal, did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 1, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, not grant you community supervision, and sentence you up to 20 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am, I do understand.
Judge, if I might.
Knowing that, yes.
I think, Mr. Morris, am I correct that the underline is actually a state jail?
Oh, yes, Judge. It looks like this may have been pled down to a state jail.
All right, so what then I need done is we will have to do an oral amendment to the motion to revoke, because in the motion to revoke, it says possession penalty group 1, 4 to 200 grams.
No problem, Judge. Let me just double check for you one more time.
Okay.
And Adobe signed because I did this plea.
And let me look at the judgment and see what the judgment says too. All right, the plea paperwork appears to be a state jail felony, and the judgment says state jail felony as well.
Okay, then Judge, the state would move to amend the motion and first amended motion to reflect the underlying offense as possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, less than 1 gram.
All right, any objection to that amendment?
No objection, Judge.
Then Mr. Christian Jacob Bernal, are you the same Christian Jacob Bernal who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2021 CR 5654W for the offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, less than 1 gram? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am, that is me.
All right, and do you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 1, the court could find it true, grant the motion? Just one moment. I can, oh, you're gonna move that? All right, everyone, just give us one moment, please.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, everyone. I'm sorry about that. Printer ink went flying everywhere. So there's now ink on the carpet and everywhere. All right. So we're back on the record. Did you understand by pleading true the violation of condition number 1, the court could find it true, grant the motion, not grant you community supervision, and sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am, I do understand.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to the violation of condition number 1?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, the court will find violation of condition number 1 true. Is there an agreement?
Yes, Judge. For the plea of true, we'd ask that you deny the MTR, continue the supervision, but amend the conditions to include SATF. And then for this plea, Judge, the state will take into consideration NIMAG number 627370 and County Court Cause number 667702.
All right, is that the agreement?
That is our agreement, Judge, yes.
Mr. Bernal, are you asking the court to follow that agreement?
Yes, ma'am. Can I please mention a couple things here, Your Honor? I did mention to my attorney that I would love to be placed under a drug treatment program. Because if we look through my whole record, Your Honor, the only one thing that's troubled me in the past is drugs. I ain't gonna lie, it's drugs. You know what I'm saying? And my mama wants me to do better. I want to do better. My kid wants me to do better. And I even told my attorney, like, I even found my voice back in here because out there in the free world, I'm a singer. I sing a lot. But being under the influence of drugs, it's taken away my gifts. You understand, Your Honor? So I personally ask that the court place me under status as a drug treatment program to continue bettering my life, Your Honor.
Okay, what drugs have you been using, Mr. Bernal?
The most recent one is methamphetamine, Your Honor.
Okay, when did you start using?
To be honest with you, Your Honor, I started using at the age of 9. I started young.
Okay, and how old is your child?
My son is 6 years old, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, you're gonna have to do better. Stop giving in to temptation. You know, if you think you're gonna use, you need to pick up the phone and call someone, you understand?
Yes, ma'am, I do understand.
All right, so this is what the court is gonna do. I'm gonna deny the motion, alter and amend conditions. Rebecca, we're gonna see if felony drug court will accept him. If felony drug court doesn't accept him, then he's gonna go to SATA. And the reason why I'm putting felony drug court in there, Mr. Bernal, is because of the wait time. So sometimes felony drug court may be sooner than SATA. Taking consideration NIMAG number 627370 and County Court Cause number 667702. All right, is there anything else from either side?
Nothing from the state, Judge.
Nothing for defense, Judge.
All right, Mr. Bernal, good luck to you. And Rebecca, can you make sure if there's another motion to revoke file, he's actually on probation for possession less than a gram instead of the 4 to 200.
Okay.
I know that wasn't you who did that, but just so that can be noted.
Okay, thank you.
All right, good luck to you, Mr. Bernal. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 1, and probation will go over conditions with you. Mr. Salinas, you can go to number 1, or either you can be excused.
I'll go to number 1, Judge. Thank you.
Thank you.
Judge,
All
when
right.
you get a chance, can you
Yes.
put Joseph Ramirez in breakout room 3, please?
Tom, can you see where he is on the screen? There he is.
Excuse me, Judge, that was to remain in custody for the felony drug court, correct?
Yes.
The SATF, okay, thank you.
Yes. All right, Mr. Sanchez, I've sent you to number 1.
All right, Judge, thanks.
All right, who are the parties on Crystal May Martinez?
I'm President John Robert Porter,
Marcus.
and Marcus Sanders is the ADA.
Okay, I'm trying to find your client. Is your client in custody, Mr. Porter, or on bond?
She's on custody, Your Honor. She's on screen right now.
Okay.
Martinez-12.
All right, Ms. Martinez, do you know how to unmute? All right, thank you. Court is calling 2021 CR 2977, State of Texas versus Crystal May Martinez. If I can have parties announced for the record, please, for the state,
Marcus Sanders.
for the defense.
Robert Porter.
And are you Ms. Martinez?
Yes, ma'am.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objections from the state?
No objection.
Any objections from the defense?
No objection, Your Honor.
Ms. Martinez, I'm showing you what's entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Next, I'm showing you what's entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication or Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, I'm showing you the discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case and did you review it with your client?
I have, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Ms. Martinez, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
I do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Judge.
Ms. Martinez, I'm going to show you what's entitled Court Admonishments. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand what you're charged with is possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, less than 1 gram, that's a state jail felony. The range of punishment for that offense is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty, not grant you community supervision, and sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe she has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against her?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe she's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I do, Your Honor.
Ms. Martinez, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea bargain agreement?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived her right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Just one moment, please. All right, according to the plea bargain agreement. Wait, I'm sorry. Yes, according to the plea bargain agreement, there's $1,000 fine. State recommends deferred adjudication. State will take in consideration night mag number 630061, and there's $57 for drug testing. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
It is, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Judge.
Next, I'm showing you what's entitled waiver of appeal. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you outside the plea bargain agreement. The state is requesting that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 3 years. There be 100 hours of community service restitution, TAP evaluation, and regular UAs. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offense as charged in the indictment, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence to support the defendant's no contest plea.
Yes, Judge. The state offers State's Exhibit 1 in its attachment.
Any
Object.
objections?
No objection, Your Honor.
Mr. Porter, I'm showing you what's entitled waiver and I'm sorry, Ms. Martinez, I'm showing you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. The court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. Just one moment, please. All right, everyone, I'm sorry about that. The vacuum is going in the back offices because printer ink is everywhere. But we are back on the record. In 2021 CR 2977. After reviewing state's exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. However, the court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
We would like to, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Yes, Your Honor. Ms. Martinez knows the issues that she's going on. However, she does have a child and she's motivated to clean her life up to be a good role model for her child.
All right. Ms. Martinez, how old is your child?
She'll be 9 on the 13th of next month.
And where is your child at the moment?
With my sister.
All right. Is Child Protective Services involved?
No, ma'am.
How long have you been using?
On and off for the past 4 years.
Why did you start using?
I can't give you a reason why I started using. I was just offered the drug and I made the decision to use.
Okay, so my other question, just 1 second. Galaxy 02? Galaxy. Yes. What is your name? Unmute, please.
Hello,
Hi, what's
Martin.
your name?
Martin A. Rodriguez.
All right, Mr. Rodriguez, you're going to need to appear in the 187 District Court. It's located at 300 De La Rosa. Do you understand?
Do I appear when, ma'am?
Today.
Today? Okay.
Yes, and when you come to the court, make sure you have a shirt on.
Okay. I haven't talked to my lawyer or nothing.
Yes, I know, but you're behaving inappropriately on screen. So you're going to need to be, Mr.
I'm sorry, ma'am.
I
I'm
understand.
sorry.
That's okay. I accept your apology, but there are rules and we have to follow those rules. All right. So you're going to need to appear in the 187 District Court. It's located at 300 De La Rosa and you will need to be here by 2 p.m. Do you understand?
Okay, ma'am.
All right.
Okay,
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
right, I'm sorry about that, Miss Martinez. Miss Martinez, how often are you using before you went into custody?
Every day.
Have you been employed recently?
No, ma'am.
When you were employed, what were you doing?
A provider for the elderly.
Okay. How far did you go in school?
11th grade, but I'm also a CNA. I have a GED.
Okay.
And I became a CNA afterwards.
All right, well, Miss Martinez, because at this point in your life, I tell everybody life is a journey, right? I don't mean any disrespect to you, but at this point in your life, you're in the throes of your addiction. And that being said, I'm not going to allow you to be a home healthcare provider or to do any work involving minors. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm not going to allow you to have unsupervised contact with minors. So if you are around your child, there will need to be an adult who's clean and sober with you. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, this is what the court is going to do. There's a $1,000 fine that will be probated. Proof of employment within 15 days of release. No employment as a home healthcare provider involving minors. No unsupervised contact with minors. Felony drug court referral while in custody. If she is not eligible for felony drug court, then I'm going to want intensive outpatient treatment with the UA hotline. Parenting classes. Take in consideration NIMAG number 630061. $57 to SAPD for drug testing. 3 years deferred adjudication. 100 hours of community service restitution. 40 of those hours will be waived if you obtain the COVID vaccine and you provide proof to probation. I'm not requiring anyone to get to do the COVID vaccine. It's completely up to you. However, if you do obtain the COVID vaccine, provide proof of probation, and they will deduct 40 hours of community service restitution.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to want field visits 3 times per month, random. And there's to be regular Zoom reporting or in person. And Ms. Martinez, who is Marie Marin?
My best friend.
All right, not anymore. There's to be no contact with Patsy, Patsy, Marie, Mire, Moran, Morin. Rebecca, is there anything else that she needs in order to be successful?
No, ma'am.
Ms. Martinez, is there anything else you need from the court in order to be successful?
No, ma'am.
I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Ms. Martinez, we can go off the record. Ms. Martinez, the reason why I don't want you to have contact right now with Ms. Moran is because she's in the throes of her addiction as well. And when you're trying to be clean and sober, it's not good to be around other people who either are not trying to be clean and sober or are trying to be clean and sober, because you need someone to tell you, hey, don't do this, instead of somebody saying, yeah, let's just try it once and then we can quit the next day.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
want you to remember everything you do from here on out. If you don't want to do it for yourself, which you should, then you need to be doing it for your child, because every child deserves a good parent, a parent who's present.
Yes, ma'am.
You've already missed a lot of sober time with your child, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Felony drug court is going to come see you. I need you to be completely honest with them. Felony drug court will probably see you sometime this week or at the latest next week. Be honest with them. It is such a great program. They will help you get your life in order, give you the tools you need in order to be a good parent, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you, Ms. Martinez. Good luck. I'm going to send you to a breakout room with probation. Probation will go over conditions with you. Mr. Porter, you can go to that breakout room or you can be excused.
I'll go to the breakout room, Judge.
All right, Ms. Martinez, do you know how to go back to breakout room number 1?
No, ma'am.
All right, then this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to move you to number 2. Let me know if you see anything pop up on your screen where you can go to breakout room number 2.
Yeah, it says join.
All right, so Mr. Porter, I'll send you and Ms. Reyes to number 2.
Thank you, Judge.
And the person said they're ready on Adam Ayala.
And Judge, I send you a chat.
All right. Is there a family violence prosecutor to speak with Steve Harkowitz? He's in breakout room number 4. Steve, if you would go to breakout room number 4. And David Martin, if you could go to breakout room number 4, please.
Harkowitz has a drug case.
Okay. He's saying it's a drug case, Norma. Let me check. What is his client's name, David?
Leos on page 4.
Yeah, Leo Robert Leos. It's a less than a gram.
Okay. Could someone from Criminal Trial Division go and speak with Harkowitz, please? All right. And who is the prosecutor on Ayala?
Oh.
All right. Court is calling 2016 CR 0473, State of Texas versus Adam Ayala. Could I have parties announced for the record, please, for the state?
Tom Nisbet.
For the defense?
Sergio Ibarra from Mr. Ayala.
Are you Adam Ayala?
Yes, Your Honor.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic, but for the record, I'll note that the defendant and defense counsel are in the courtroom. The court is in chambers and the state is in their offices. Any objections with us proceeding by video, state?
None, Your Honor.
Defense?
No objections.
Mr. Ayala, do you have any objections with us proceeding by video?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Ayala, I'm going to show you a document entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you the same Adam Ayala who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2016 CR 0473 for the offense of possession with intent to deliver controlled substance, penalty group 2, 4 grams to 400 grams on August 22nd, 2016 for a period of 5 years? Is that you?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, state.
Yes, Judge. Condition number 2, on or about the 4th day of January 2021 in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant, Adam Ayala, used marijuana in violation of condition number 2.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True, Your Honor.
State.
We waive the remaining allegations.
Any objections to the state's waivers?
No objections.
Mr. Ayala, did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 2, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, sentence you up to life in prison and up to $10,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 2?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find violation of condition number 2 true. Is there an agreement?
Yes, Judge, I think there is. Pending the court's approval, it's to deny the motion to adjudicate, continue the defendant on deferred adjudication, and then to follow probation's recommendation of ISF 2, followed by intensive supervision on the defendant's probation. We're also going to add, as a condition of his probation, restitution be determined to a Jose D. Munoz for what arose in cause number County Court 655021. And the state will take into consideration that cause number as well.
Is that the agreement, defense?
It is our agreement, Your Honor. There's one aspect of that that I would like to address with the court, but that is our agreement.
All right, Mr. Iola, are you asking the court to follow that agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Would you like to address counsel?
Yes, Your Honor. I had sent copies of these documents to both the state and the court probation officer. Mr. Ayala has a job currently that is paying him well and he would like to keep. It's with Hyatt Hotels, and they are allowing him to apply for FMLA in order to be able to keep his job pending his placement in ISF 2, which I believe is the local cognitive track. The one aspect of it, and I can send this to the court as well, is that he would need to get a form filled out by a physician in order to do it. They're going to do an evaluation of him. They fill out the form, they send it to Hyatt, and then he would be able to get FMLA for that.
I'm sorry, just give me one moment.
Sure.
Brenna, there is ink everywhere. It's like a purple explosion, but that's okay because purple is a beautiful color. Everyone, just give me a moment.
Sure.
Brenna, the printer's services are over and it cannot be saved.
Oh, no.
All right. Everyone, I'm sorry about the break, but we're having IT issues. With the FMLA, when is he applying for that?
So, Your Honor, he's got to send the form over to the physician. They gave him a date of October 5th by that point to have the form filled out by the physician and sent over to them. That was the date we were asking the court to allow him to self-surrender. And that way he can begin the process of the wait to get into ISF. We understand something on the order of 2 to 4 weeks currently.
All right, state.
Judge, we'd only point out that as the court is well aware, this case has been pending for a variety of reasons through the early to now late summer. And the date on all the forms that the defense is talking about is September 20th. That is yesterday, which is when this case was actually set. And we moved it over to Tuesday, just as a courtesy by agreement to the parties. So I guess suffice it to say the state, I'm not calling it a tactic. I'm just saying if the defense were thinking this was really a priority, surely to goodness, it would have been done months ago.
All right, let me ask
just a brief response to that, Judge, and
yes.
nothing. Just to flesh that out. My understanding was that the benefits that Mr. Ayala, we had asked him to look through his health insurance benefits through his work. Our understanding was that it was going to kick in September, I believe. Is that correct, Adam?
Yes. I'm sorry, counsel. Could you speak up a little bit because Brenna's having problems hearing, and I am as well.
Oh, sorry.
So if you could just speak up a little bit louder, please.
Yes. So our understanding was that Mr. Ayala had these benefits or the ability to use this FMLA sometime in September. I don't know exactly what the specifics are of that, but I just wanted to make sure I mentioned that it is something that we had been discussing and trying to get some sort of an answer to before this point. But yes, it was, to speak to the court about it, that it was sent to us yesterday on the 20th.
All right, Mr. Ayala, can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
You can lower your hand. Mr. Ayala, if you drug tested today, what are the results going to be? And know that you will be drug tested today.
It would be positive for marijuana.
When's the last time you used marijuana?
It would be last Friday.
All right, why are you continuing to use marijuana when you know you could go to prison for life?
Your Honor, I was using the marijuana derivative CBD, Delta 8, just to help.
No.
And I have no reasonable excuse, but I was using it for my anxiety. I recently got prescribed a new anxiety medication yesterday that I started today.
No, because see, here's the thing. You're here for a violation of a number 2 that you pled true. You were here back on September. It was reset for October 7th. And on October 7th, you pled true to a violation number 2. And then I denied the motions, alternate amend conditions for a drug patch, tap and follow our recommendations and extend for a year. So you won't stop using marijuana. And your choices are clear. It's either stop using marijuana or go to prison.
Yes, Your Honor.
And obviously you've chosen, I don't mind going to prison. I'm going to continue to use my marijuana. So you have an agreement with the state. I don't have to follow that agreement. That's why I always ask people, do you understand by pleading true to that, this is your range of punishment?
Yes, Your Honor.
I mean, I consider agreements that all parties enter into, but I don't have to follow it. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
So I'm trying to figure out, I don't understand what your problem is. This is someone else placed you on probation. Then you came here on May 14th for violation of condition number 2. And then I referred you to felony drug court. My question is, what happened with felony drug court?
Your Honor, the reason I was not accepted into felony drug court, which I would have gladly have done, was because I had the pending case in Kendall County, which was just got wrapped up, and I believe the beginning of summer, May, I believe was the time when it got wrapped up. And with all that in consideration, I was still able to obtain that job with the Hyatt, considering my background. But I definitely do not want to go to prison. I definitely want to get my life on track and want to hold on to this job because of my background. It'll be really difficult to get a job in a corporate situation of this stature. And I really just want to have something to come back to rather than being sent off to ISF or prison and coming back to nothing and not being able to apply myself and really hit my full potential.
Okay, Mr. Island, you're going to go into custody today. And what I'm going to do, I'm referring you to felony drug court. Felony drug court, their turnaround is short.
Yes, ma'am.
They will be able to see you this week or at the latest next week. You need to be honest with them about all of your issues. Because if you're not accepted in the felony drug court, if felony drug court sends me a notice and says that you don't have a drug problem, you're going to ISF. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
So I'm going to deny the motion, alternate amend for referral to felony drug court. If you're not accepted into felony drug court, you're going to ISF 2, restitution to Jose D. Munoz and county court cause number 655021. And the state will take into consideration 655021. And this will be done while you're in custody.
Yes, Your Honor.
And when does he expire? You're going to have to be extended for another year with felony drug court. So that'll be a year extension. Mr. Ayala, if you would have done everything that you were supposed to have done while you're on this deferred adjudication, you would be done with deferred adjudication by now. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, to the courtroom. Probation is going to have to go over conditions with him and then he can go into custody.
Yes, Judge.
All right, so courtroom, if you'll go to breakout room number 2, and everyone give me a moment. Raymond Martinez. Okay. Steve Harkowitz.
Yes, Judge, I'm back from the breakout room. A little bit of confusion with regards to Mr. Leos. Initially, I was appointed to represent Mr. Leos on a possession 1 to 4 grams. Last month, while conferring, learned that he had a family violence second that was uncharged yet. I saw that he was indicted already on that case. That's why I was asking to talk to a family violence prosecutor, but technically he was on the docket, so I guess they don't have the file. Also, it's not showing me as his attorney, so if the court could have me appointed on that so that once the discovery gets in the system, I'm able to access the system. But asking the court for a reset to give me a chance to, and the state to, I guess, look, be able to get access to the file and confer about the case.
All right, Norma, can I have a 30-day reset on Mr. Leo Robert Leos, please?
The 19th.
All right, we're going to come back on the 19th. And Norma, can you check to see if an attorney has already been appointed to Mr. Leos's family violence case?
Yes, ma'am.
And if not, if we could have Mr. Harkowitz on that.
I did not see one on the system when I looked it up.
All right, and do you need to speak with your client, Mr. Leos?
I guess real briefly, just to let him know what's going on.
All right, Mr. Leos, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 1. And Mr. Harkowitz, please have your client come back to the main room after you've spoken with him.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Raymond Martinez.
Thank you, Judge. Judge,
Yes.
you had one of my client, Ms. Ramirez, to come into the courthouse. We were just doing some research on her warrants. It looks like she does have one, but it appears it's a sealed case from 2020 that just got unsealed. What my request for the court judges, can we have until the morning to come in so that I can make arrangements for her to post bond? That way you can magistrate her and set her bond in the morning. I'm actually I would do it today, Judge, but I'm traveling. I got to be at the airport this afternoon.
What are we doing with all these other cases she has?
Judge, we just got the first plea bargain offer from the state yesterday, so I have to sit down with her and go through all of it. It's not a kind of offer that we can just do from one day to the next.
And Mr. Finch, you have Joseph Ramirez.
Yes, Your Honor.
And what is happening with Mr. Joseph Ramirez?
Your Honor, I've conferred with Tom as well this morning. We've gotten an offer on the case. We're kind of going back and forth with the number of cases. I need to double check on, look at a couple of discovery issues to make sure that I've got everything that I need. But we're working hard. Might be on the path to maybe being able to resolve these cases.
And where is Joseph Ramirez?
I'm sorry, Your Honor. He's still in a breakout room. I left him in a breakout room.
All right,
He's in breakout room number 3.
If you can go back to number 3 and have him come to the main room, please.
Yes, Your Honor.
And Judge, if it makes any difference, I will be logging on in the morning when she appears. So that way, if we need to have her magged or discuss her bond status or whatever, I will be available to do that.
Just one moment. Norma?
Yes, ma'am.
On April Ramirez, can I have a 30-day reset, please?
The 19th, Judge.
All right, we're going to be back on October 19th. Ms. Ramirez, you know you have a warrant for your arrest. You're no longer allowed to use Zoom. Do you understand? Do you understand?
You're muted, Ms. Ramirez.
I'm sorry, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So whatever arrangements you need to make them. So we're going to see you back here on October 19th. And I'm notating in the file that you're to appear in court each time. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Ramirez, is this the co-defendant per se?
Yes.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, he's to come back on October 19th.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, Norma, can you let them know that Mr. Ramirez is excused?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
And Judge, at some point, can I approach you about setting the amount of the bond? Because it's remanded without bond. It's a sealed indictment.
All right, you'll need to confer with the state and then we will go from there.
Sounds good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Am I released or I wait?
Yes. All right, Matthew Finch, unless you have someone else with this, you are excused.
Thank you, Judge.
And Mr. Martinez, if you don't have anyone else with us, you're excused.
Thank you, Judge. I'm just going to send Tom one last chat if I could.
Sure.
Does it get real cold in San Francisco or just medium? Same old, same old. Oh, sorry.
All right, then, Mr. Finch, October 19th, do you have anything else with us?
I don't, Your Honor. I was actually chatting with Tom, so I'll
Okay,
get out.
because
I'll get out of
sometimes
here.
people love the 187. Sometimes they just want to hang out. I don't want to discourage anyone from hanging out.
Oh, Judge, I appreciate it. I was here yesterday too, so I'm having way too much fun. So, but I'm gonna finish up with Tom.
No problem. Do you all need to go to the breakout room?
No,
Okay,
Judge. No,
I'll
Judge.
take
No,
that as a no.
we're just doing chats, Judge.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Stephen Harkowitz, you're done with Mr. Leos?
Yes, Judge, one issue, if I could address with Mr. Leos.
Yes.
With regards to the drug case, which actually is set for today. Apparently he's in jail because his bondsman did an off bond, but I'm not seeing that there's a actual bond posted for him. He's asking the court to set a bond to see if he's able to make it a bond on that.
All right, if you want to confer with the state over a bond amount, you're more than welcome to confer with the state, and then I will take that up.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Is there a prosecutor available?
I can talk again, Judge.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Norma. And Tim Molina, do we have the paperwork on your person?
It should all be in, Judge.
Okay, I don't know if they've received anything. I'm going to send you to a breakout room with the clerks and we'll see if they have anything.
Okay.
Is your client Mr. Danny Gaeta?
Yes.
I'm going to send you to breakout room number 1. Clerk will meet you there to let you know if they received paperwork. I don't recall signing paperwork.
Okay.
And Norma, I'm going to send you a chat.
Yes, ma'am.
Tim's paperwork is in Lupe's email.
I think they're going to find that out in just a moment.
I'll let them know.
Thank you. Oh, Anthony, what are we doing with Franklin Todd?
Hello, Judge. We'd like to set that case for plea. Mr. Todd Franklin would like to apply for probation.
All right, then can't we do that today?
He would just, he's at the court today. I think that we just want time to make sure we can get all the paperwork done.
No, we can get the paperwork done to the state. Can we get the paperwork done today on Mr. Todd this afternoon?
Get it done so fast, Judge.
Yes, there we go.
All right, let me talk it over with Mr. Todd and see if he can, I think he's hungry, he wants to go to lunch.
No, we'll be back at 2. He can have lunch. I don't want anybody hungry. Because people get hangry when they're hungry.
All right, then I'll double check with him and then I'll send you a chat.
We'll be back at 2.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you. Should I stay for the paperwork on that, Hunter?
If you could send me your email in the chat. And if you want, if he's in the courtroom, I can send his portion to the courtroom computer, or you could send me his email in the chat also.
Okay, I think I sent you an email normally, so you have my email address. And then I'll ask him how he wants to take care of his paperwork.
Great. And I can't get that part of the paperwork started until I have his email. So you can just email me that if you want.
Okay. So Judge, I can come back at 2 for Mr. Franklin?
Yes, 2 p.m.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Judge, I just send you an email.
All right, thank you. All right, Norma, Mr. Balderas, Juan Martin Balderas, he can go back.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Yes, Mr. Balderas, you're raising your finger? Yes.
Yes, may I have a word, please, before I get dismissed?
If it's a word concerning your case, your attorney needs to be present. And I'm sure your attorney would not want you to speak about your case without her being present.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Good day, God bless.
You too. Oh, thank you. God bless you too.
God bless.
Number L15 can go back. All right, Norma, then on Charles Jones, Mr. Jones, we're going to reset your case because you have other cases that are on the docket. Norma, what date can we bring him back?
Judge, give me 1 second.
Sure. And everyone, after we take up the matter on Tim Molina's client, we're going to take our break.
Judge, may I approach on Mr. Leo's? Meredith and I conferred about his bond,
Yes.
and we've agreed on a $5,000 bond.
All right, if you will email that to me, your agreement, I will print it out, have the clerks print out a B page, and I'll fill it out. Are there any conditions to be added to that?
Regular UAs, Judge. I believe his other family violence case is the one that has the no contact order as the condition.
All right, if someone could send me the email with the conditions to make sure that this case has the same conditions as the family violence case.
I can do the emails and then I'll just copy you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge. Then may I be excused and Mr. Leos be excused?
Yes. Yeah, Norma, Mr. Leos needs to go back.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Judge.
All right.
And I did
All
send
right.
you a check, Judge, with the date.
All right,
All
thank
right,
you.
thanks, Meredith.
All right, Mr. Jones, we're going to bring you back tomorrow. Norma, you put September 27th in
Yeah,
the
no,
chat.
September 27th, Judge, because the other attorney is out to the 27th.
All right.
I just looked it up.
All right, thank you. Mr. Jones, we're going to bring you back on September 27th so both your attorneys can be present.
Danny, can you go to breakout room 1, please?
Tom or Meredith, can I see one of you in breakout room number 3, please?
Okay.
All right, Tom Molina, thank you for your patience. We have all of your clients' paperwork. Who is the prosecutor?
It's David.
And Mr. Finch, you're still here with us?
Judge, I'm actually, I'm still conferring behind the scenes, but is it possible that I could have my client recalled for Friday
All right.
and I'll get with Tom on this. There's so many cases we need to get the details down of the plea, but I think we're really close.
All right, just 1 second. I'm going to send Tom to breakout room number 1. Norma Ferguson, if you could go to breakout room number 1, please.
Yes, ma'am.
And Matthew, if you can go to number 1.
Thanks, Judge.
And Hunter, David is in a breakout room.
I'm back.
Oh, he's back. Okay.
He's back.
Yeah.
JB's back.
All right, the court is calling 2021 CR 7557, State of Texas versus Danny. How do you pronounce your last name, please? Could you unmute?
It's Gaeta.
Okay, Danny Gaeta. Well, Brenna, at least that goes along with what I learned in elementary school, which is when 2 vowels go walking, the first one does the talking. So thank you very much, Danny Gaeta. We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objections from the state?
No,
No, Your Honor.
Any objections from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Gaeta, I'm going to show you what's entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video Conference. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Next, I'm going to show you what's entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication or Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And
Yes,
did
Your
you
Honor.
sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, I'm showing you what's entitled Discovery Acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case, and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Gaeta, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney, and did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes.
Mr. Gaeta, I'm showing you what's entitled Court's Admonishment and Defendant's Waivers and Affidavit and Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, to all, Your Honor.
All right, off the record. Mr. Nesbitt, could you go to breakout room number 1 with Matthew Finch, please?
Yep.
Okay. Back on the record. According to the documents, what you're charged with is violation of bond or protective order, assault, stalking. That's a 3rd-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
We've discussed it, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes.
Mr. Gaeta, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page, did you review that page with your attorney and did you understand it?
Yes.
According to the plea bargain agreement, the state recommends deferred adjudication. Will take in consideration County Court Cause number 664044, grand jury number 738302, restitution to Stephanie Aguirre, Aguirre, Stephanie Stephannie, and cause number 664044. There is an affirmative finding of family violence, the BIPP course, TAP evaluation, $100 to an approved family violence center, and no contact with Stephanie Aguirre. Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to be designated as primary custodial parent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that to be the entirety of the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, it is.
Next, I'm going to show you the paragraph entitled waiver of appeal. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Outside the agreement, the state is requesting that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 4 years. Did you understand that that was a recommendation from the state and the court does not have to follow that recommendation?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then to the offenses charged in the indictment, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
State, any evidence to support the defendant's guilty plea?
The offer states one in the attachment.
Any objections?
No objection.
Mr. Gaeta, I'm showing you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand that you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call them the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to waiver of stipulation of testimony and stipulations. The court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. However, the court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor, we would waive PSI.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
I would point out that Mr. Gaeta has no criminal history except for the serious matters before the court. And he's a hard worker. He has his job lined up. He's been, it's been on hold because he's been on full GPS. And that was a matter we were going to take up today with a separate bond motion, but we were able to work out the case. He has always been willing to step up and take responsibility. He has no relationship whatsoever with Ms. Aguirre anymore. I guess they had reconciled, and that was the bond violation, and the court just read that it didn't work. And that's acknowledged now. And I've fully versed him on no contact orders and what that means, and he'll be very compliant. So we would just ask the court to follow the plea bargain, and I think he could prove to you that he's going to be good on the deferred adjudication.
All right, Mr. Gaeta, what do you do? What's your occupation?
I work at Freebirds, which is a restaurant, and I'm a shift manager there.
When's the last time you had contact with Stephanie Aguirre?
Since the last time I got arrested for the no contact order violation.
All right, do you understand what no contact means?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, it's like you don't know her. If you have contact with her, again, a motion to revoke is going to be issued. You'll be taken into custody. They may come to your work, wherever they'll find you, they will take you into custody. If you make bond, you'll be out and we'll hear the motion to revoke on that matter. If you can't make bond, you'll end up at the Bexar County Jail and we'll hear your case from there. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
How old are you?
23.
All right, you're only 23 years old. You have a majority of your life in front of you. You will meet new people, fall in love, fall out of love. Sometimes people are lucky enough they find the love of their life. It's a great relationship and it lasts, until death us do us part, right? But this relationship with Stephanie Aguirre is over. You don't know her. You're not to call her. You're not to contact her. You're not to friend her on Facebook. Although I've been told, Brenda, that Facebook is for old people. So I thought MySpace was, but I guess MySpace is for ancient people. So whatever the young people who are in their 20s that are using now to contact people, you're not to use that.
You understood.
Or use a landline. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Brenda, I don't think 20-year-olds know what a landline is anymore, but. All right, this is what the court is going to do. The court will sentence you to 4 years deferred adjudication. Taking into consideration County Court Cause number 664044, grand jury number 738302, restitution to Stephanie Aguirre and County Court Cause number 664044, affirmative finding of family violence, the BIPP course, $100 to a family violence center, proof of employment within 15 days, no employment as a home health care provider or with minors, regular reporting by Zoom or in person if for some reason you can't report by Zoom. If you're drug tested today, Mr. Gaeta, what are the results going to be?
Clean.
All right. I'm going to want regular UAs, 80 hours of community service restitution. 40 of those hours will be deducted if you obtain the COVID vaccine. I'm not requiring or forcing anyone to get a COVID vaccine, but if you do, then 40 hours of your community service restitution will be deducted. I want field visits once per month, random. Mr. Gaeta, do you have any children?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Rebecca, is there anything else that he needs?
I didn't hear you say the no contact order.
Okay, there's to be no contact with Stephanie Aguirre. That relationship is over. Mr. Gaeta, is there anything else you need from the court in order to be successful?
No, Your Honor.
I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
And also because it's a family, affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, if there's nothing else, and if I didn't say it, part of the order was an affirmative finding of family violence. If there's nothing else, we will close the record. And Mr. Molina, your client is going to go to the breakout room with probation to go over conditions. You can go to that breakout room or you can be excused.
I'll go in there with them real quick.
All right, and Mr. Molina, thank you for your patience and thanks for spending your day with the 187th District Court.
All right, no problem. Thank you, Judge.
All right, I'm going to send you out to breakout room number 2. And
Thank you.
Rebecca, if you could go to number 2. All right, and everyone, I know we're breaking later than 12:30, so we will actually start back up at